Okay, wonderful day, everyone. It's a Sunday, as Nancy was saying. For us, it's a little earlier doing this call from this part of the country rather than from Central Canada, where our 10:30 Central Time is where we do this Getting Started call every Sunday, and we usually invite some people to share some ideas, and today's a special one. Yesterday, we had a chance to be in Langley, BC for the first ever regional event in Western Canada. Regional events are very important for the company because what they do is they gather that section together to celebrate some of the accomplishments that the market has made in terms of bringing on some new leadership and attracting the people that are absolutely all in, that want to come and experience some new nuggets and really rekindle their fire and understand why it was that they first joined Valentus and what it was about Valentus that really got them excited. And, you know, for many people, it's the glue. It's the glue in our culture that absolutely pulls it all together. And so we are so blessed to be in this company at this moment, at this time. And, you know, and I say that with all sincerity, and I say that without being a salesman, because that's not what this call is about. This is a call on Sundays to give you some basic things about getting started. And I hope that this call gets shared, goes a little bit viral, and ultimately is used to encourage people to understand the power of the event and the power of being part of something that is bigger than you know, yourself. And when you get a chance to be involved in a positive environment of people, it's just so incredible. And as Nancy said before, and as many people have said before, you know, when you go to a ball game, you experience the energy of the ball game. But watching it on TV is pretty cool. You know, it's kind of cool. You see it, you're great. You listen to it on a teleseminar. It's awesome. But when you're there, and when you touch and feel and hug and see the real tears, if you can experience the tears visually of the people that are feeling from the heart the stories and the compelling understanding of why they're doing this, why they really, really get that, you know what, we're not just a weight loss network marketing company. We're certainly not just a wellness company. We are a positive environment of people giving a chance at this point in their life to dream again and to be involved with a community of people that have their best interest in mind, and an ownership in terms of Dave and Joyce Jordan that physically will prove it to you over and over again that their heart is with you. And so today I want to call on some people to share some nuggets, but before I do that, I want to share my nugget. I want to share what I picked up in that conference yesterday. And you know what? I get the chance to go first here, so if this was one of your nuggets of my three guests, hey, it's good to be king. I'm just kidding. You know what I'm saying? But here it is. We had a chance to hear from a pro speaker yesterday. His name was Dave Baston. And Dave, you know, he really kind of set something in place for me to really understand. I mean, I've said to many people in the past that, you know, we're born winners, and we have this chance to go through life to be a winner because we fought to get to where we had to get to, you know, be the one, right? When we were born, we were that little swimmer that got to the end there, and suddenly we were the winner. And so we start off as winners, and throughout our lives, it's that, you know, left and right turn that we take that potentially don't let us be the ones that are going to be the leaders that we could be, should be, and want to be, or deserve to be. And so when Dave stood up there and said that most people are afraid of 99% of the stuff that never happens. And so I started thinking about that, and then he pulled it together, and he gave me the nugget, okay? And here it is for all of you. You know, kids start out so happy, and they spend the rest of their life filing away all the stuff to be afraid of that probably will never happen. And that's why it's so easy, and this is my words now, to be negative. It's so easy for people to say, that won't work. It's so easy to be a fear of people that will judge you. And so when we really understand the power of coming together with a group of people that are there to find the stuff, to find the nuggets, to not be judged, to be part of a group of people that are saying, hey, I'm all in and I'm here to learn. Please help me take my stuff home. And when Dave Jordan got off the stage at the end, and he was sung a happy birthday because he turns 50 coming up, but I'm telling you, what he said was another nugget for me, and he said, take something away from here. Go home and don't lose what you experienced. Share it. don't let this go to waste. That was incredible. So the power of the event is so much about what you make it, how you get from it, what you walk away from it with. And to be honest with you, I always say the best stuff happens at the end, and it's so, so true. You don't come there to punch a clock. You're not coming there to leave at 4 o'clock. You're coming there to be with the people that have the very vested interest in your success. You have the interest in their success, and the rest is history. I mean, I just want you all to know that this event was a recharge, a restart. It was absolutely what we needed, once again, to just see the physical emotions of the people in the room that have our backs, and to also be able to look them in the eyes and say, we're here for you, and what we do is more about you than us, and along the way we get rewarded. So that's what I wanted to share with you to start off our Getting Started call, and I'm going to be calling on Allison Smith, Brenda and Dave Moffitt, and Lee and Chris Pickett to share some nuggets of what they picked up along the way at this event. And, you know, Nancy will chime in when she's ready as well. I won't put her on the spot. Hey, Nancy, are you ready? I'm going to let her just put her hand up and say, hey, I want to talk whenever. Are you saying that now, honey, or do you want to? Okay, here she goes. She wants to say something.
Hi, everybody. Dawn and I had the pleasure of being one of the speakers yesterday, and I was just so humbled and honored by all the people that came up afterwards with just heartfelt claims of how they were touched by what we had to say. And our program that we talked about yesterday was simplicity, and you're going to hear that from us. You know, that's our platform. That's what we talk about all the time. But there was something that I forgot to say, and it was something that resonated with me. We've all been posting our pictures with lions and empowerment, and I just want to say to you, you got to let that lion loose in your mind, but you really have to let that lion loose in your heart. And that's how you take this home with you. That's how you take this to your people. When you believe in yourself in your mind, and then when you really, truly believe in yourself in your heart, that is where the power is. That is where it is.
Wow, she just chokes me up. I love her to pieces. So I hope you felt that passion on that call just right there. And we are so blessed to be here in this moment. And for Nancy and I, this has brought us so close together. We do this together. We love sharing together. And I just know you're going to hear from 3 people that were here. They're going to bring some of what they had home. And I'm going to start off with Allison. Now, Allison, I'm going to unmute you. You know, Allison, you were a person that had a chance to be on stage for the first time, and I videoed it, and we talked after, and you have so much to offer. But you know what? Give the folks that are going to listen to this call over the next 30 days or so, and I'll post it, some stuff here that you picked up, Allison. So welcome to the call. Can you give us your feeling about what Langley meant to you and what your takeaway might be?
Oh, thanks, Don. Thanks for saying that. And yes, you know, it was so amazing. I really made an effort to come to Langley because I really needed a lift. I needed some positivity, and I was, you know, kind of a bit in a rut. So it was fantastic. And what I really took away from that is, you know, stretching yourself. If you're challenged, accept it. Get up there in front of the stage and actually, you know, speak from the heart. Tell people about, you know, your story and your journey that you've taken with this amazing company and its products. And many people did that yesterday. And you know, for instance, Norma Murphy, she got there and she's very shy, but she did it, and she was awesome. And you know, I just think that this company gives you the opportunity to get out there and say that. And no matter what you have to say or how nervous you are, there is so much support. And so that's the one thing I love about this company is that, you know, you can never go wrong with what you do because people will always be there to lift you.
I agree 100%, Allison. And you touched some hearts yesterday. Your smile is the energy that you don't experience on a call. You see it in your heart. You see it coming through you as you're glowing with just love. And you know what? I appreciate all you do for Nancy and I and our organization. And as I said to you yesterday, I look forward to you earning what you're doing now, that stage time where you're going to be by yourself, because you are that person that will inspire the world. And thank you. And everybody on this call.
Thanks so much.
Has to understand that the Allisons of the world, the Kevin Briskys and the Jacquelines of the world that are going to be coming up and stepping, the Neil Wergos of the world, they're going to be coming up, the Stephanie Silvas of the world, they're going to be coming up and moving themselves to that point where they can stretch. And Allison, thanks for those words. And we'll see you soon, my dear, and travel home,
yes.
and we'll see you in Kenora at some point in August.
Fantastic. Thanks.
Okay, so just because I can't see your hand up, if you don't mind, Dave and Brenda, if you don't mind just putting your hand up, *2 on your phone when I see you there. But Leah and Chris, I know *2 for you too as well, guys, because I see some other BC numbers here, but I think you're calling in from Aldergrove. There you are. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys to come on next, but before I do, I just want to highlight, again, a getting started nugget here that I believe Chris is going to touch on, and I'm not going to take his thunder away. It doesn't matter to me what he shares here this morning, but I want you all to understand that we're all growing. And when I went into that room yesterday, and I heard people after say, "Wow, you guys just, you bounce off each other." Well, you know what? What you don't see is the stress before Nancy and I go on stage, or the conversations we have a week ago about what we're going to say, or in Toronto the moment before when Nancy said, "Well, don't talk to me until after we get off the stage," or and that's really what you're experiencing when you're approaching people. You just don't know what's in their head that moment, so you have to ask for permission to share with them what it is you want to offer them. So people got to be open. People got to be ready. People got to be willing to take the information, or why bother sharing it with them? So we shared on stage, and we do this continually in our team, and this is a getting started nugget. Please ask for permission when you ask them on a call. Is this a good time for us to chat? Make sure that people are willing, open, and able to hear what you have to share. Okay, and that's an important getting started nugget that I wanted to offer you on this call. So here we go. I'm going to bring on Chris and Leah. Now these two you're off mute, guys. You two guys, I'm telling you, I'm so proud of the both of you. You had a team member get on stage as well for the first time, and Dave Wadner, who absolutely lit it up, guys. He just shared from the heart, and I congratulate him. It was his first time. He had some stage time, and it was incredible. But you know what? You guys had a room full of people. You had such a great group there, and your vibe is attracting your tribe. And so, what nuggets did you get away from this event? Maybe you can tell us a little bit about, your takeaways, Chris and Leah Pickett. So jump on, you guys.
Good morning.
Hey Don, how's it going?
Very good.
Fantastic. We had there's so many things that we wrote down. Our notebooks are full. It was actually hard to pick one. So, there was a couple that really highlighted for me. And I want to go back. Leah and I have attended all of the events that we could attend since we started in this business. We haven't missed one. And, one of the things we took away from Red Deer specifically was stories to reality. And, you hear stories, you see stories, virtually on the internet, on Facebook, and different videos and things. But it isn't until you actually see somebody, you meet them, you shake their hand, that it becomes real for you. And, having that reality, you create rock-solid belief, and rock-solid belief creates those leaders, and that's why leaders are born at events. So that's one nugget. But a second one was something you just kind of alluded to there. We get the inside scoop. Oftentimes you'll have Ted Wilson come up, or you'll have Dave Jordan come up, and he'll start talking about some things about the company, where it's going, what it's done. And one of the things that I saw yesterday, I'll give you a bit of background. I've analyzed currency charts and Forex charts as a hobby for quite a long time. And I got super excited when Dave Jordan got up there and he just flashed the chart of this company's numbers over the last, since it started. He held it up there, and I saw it. And one of the things that you have to get good at in analyzing charts is recognizing patterns. And I won't get into the huge technical details of it, but there's something called wave theory where you have charts that go up, they come back a little bit, they go up a little bit. You've seen it. And what I saw and what excited me was Valentus's chart, because it is the first wave is done. We've had a little tiny pullback, it's called, in this industry, but now this is when we're going to see that major, major growth. And, you know, there was talk yesterday of billion-dollar company. I think that's absolutely a reality. So the next 24 months are going to be absolute key for growing your business and putting people in place that are going to set you up for life.
Awesome. Yeah. I agree 500%, Chris, and I had you share that yesterday because as an analyst, you pick stuff up that people can miss. And so that's a nugget, folks. And you've heard me say it before. The next 24 months is where you're going to find your leadership for after that, which will be a 7-year growth. And Chris, you did an awesome job there keeping it simple, but you missed one point that you had me as my nugget from you yesterday, which is get ready for this next wave, but there'll be a minor pullback again, and that minor pullback will be just basically to set the platform for the launching pad for the momentum, which I believe will happen in 2 years. And would you agree with that, Chris?
Absolutely, 100%.
So get your leaders on board, everyone. Leah, jump on board, my girl.
Good morning, everybody. Everybody says leaders are born at events, and it's such an important sentence, but one of the reasons why I'm now saying that that's true is that when we went to Red Deer in Calgary, I had a list written down in a notebook of people that I wanted to meet. And when I walked in the room, I was like the paparazzi. I walked up to Kathy Gregory, and I said, "Oh, my goodness, you're Kathy Gregory. Can I get a photo with you?" And that's what I did the entire weekend, and it was our first weekend in Valentus. And now we tell our team, you need to take your favorite testimonials, your favorite stories. You need to write down those people's names. And when you're at those events, you go find them, you take a photo. And when you're sharing out there and you're talking to people who don't have the vision yet that you have, you can show them that this is real people getting real results, building a real business, and setting themselves up for a real future that that person can participate in too. And so when I hear the best stuff happens at the end and leaders are born at events, those two sentences combined mean that for me. They mean that the best stuff happening at the end is the elbow rubbing and the networking and the story sharing and the inside scoop that Chris talked about. That reality, you can't get that online. And because of that, because of those special moments, that's what converts people to leaders. That's how I feel about it. So I tell my team that this is the most opportune time for you to get out there, network, like Chris said, turn those stories into reality and rub elbows.
Wonderful, Leah. And you know what? Once again, congratulations, you guys. I think you had something like 40 people or so in that room, and you have to be proud. And you were like two kids in a candy store. And you know what? They're all born now at that event to say, hey, man, I want to have people, I want to have bums in the seat too. And many of them were there for the very first time, and they came up after going, oh, my God, I can do this, can't I? And so that was what I saw happen for you guys. And not only were you proud to be there, but you guys are growing, and I think every event grows you, and thanks for being here for Nancy and I, and we love you guys, and good luck in your journey, folks. This couple, if I can just leave this last nugget, they are incredible. They've sold everything. They've taken all the money, and they've got it now ready to go, and they've bought an RV, and they've bought whatever, and they're going on the road for 6 months. Guys, that's an incredible journey you're going on to share Valentus around North America, and it's your chance to be with your kids. You homeschool them on the road now, and an unbelievable commitment you're making to your family and to your community and to the people you want to touch with this incredible opportunity. And, you inspire Nancy and I, and we love you too. So looking forward to seeing you when you come through Ontario, you guys, and giving your kids a hug.
Thank you so much, Dawn and Nancy. And you know what, Nancy, when she said that everybody was coming up to you guys after that event, there was tears. And I think just to add to what we just said, Dawn, about that reality, you and Nancy had people crying in their seats because you touched so many hearts with your beautiful message. And I don't believe that you can get the same energy over the phone that you can get in person, watching your body language with each other and the powerful couple that you are. When you work together, you bounce off of each other so well. And just thank you for being so real and pouring so much into this team. You guys were absolutely on fire yesterday, and we took that home with us, and we will use that to fuel us and our team until the next event. So thank you, guys.
Oh, thanks, you guys. Okay, I'm going to mute you now. That was awesome. Appreciate you. Okay, so we got one last speaker. We got 10 minutes here, and Diamond's Dave and Brenda Moffat are just incredible leaders, folks. If you haven't had a chance to meet, as Dave Jordan calls him, Bon Jovi, and Dave, and I mean, you guys are becoming a part of the culture, and you are part of the culture because of who you are, and you bring that. And I got to congratulate you. Just recently, you had a barbecue back in Saskatoon where you had 50 people that joined you to celebrate the community you're creating and guests and so on. And Brett Griffin made the trip there to join you in the barbecue. He couldn't say enough about the culture you're building. But tell us about the event yesterday. Tell us about your takeaway and your commitment from Saskatoon to come all the way to Langley. And was it worth it? Give us your story, guys. Was it worth it?
Absolutely. Good morning, Don, and everyone on the call. I think it was absolutely worth it. We're still revved from it. But, I mean, one of the nuggets that I got away from it is with actually yours and Nancy's presentation and the simplicity of what we're doing in the industry. I think often we make it much harder than what it has to be. Really, I mean, your program about the power of duplication, can we talk to 6 people in a month about the opportunity? Absolutely, we can do that. I mean, that's easy. Who doesn't do that? We're already talking. I think it was Dave Jordan or one of the guys was talking before, but we're all doing network marketing. Before we got involved with Valentus or any other company, that's what we do, right? If we see a movie that we really like, we're probably telling 5 or 6 people. We're network marketing without even knowing it. Why don't we get paid for? So with your presentation on the power of duplication and the simplicity of how easy it is to talk to 6 people really about the opportunity. Talk to 6 people, fit it into the conversation. How hard is that? And of course you can do that. That's just regular conversation, and then teach them. That's probably the most important part, is teach them how to teach 6 more people. And if you see the numbers that both Don and Nancy were bringing up there on the board, it's crazy. The numbers are crazy. By the end of about 6 months, I mean, you're in the driver's seat, and all you're doing is talking. You're just telling people about a movie you love. You're just telling about a product that you love, and the power of duplication takes care of the rest. So that, for me, I mean, that was my biggest nugget that I took away. But guys, I mean, that aren't invested in these events, you have to be, because like Leah and Chris were talking about, you got to get these events because there's some things that you have to experience that you can't experience over the phone. So, I mean, that's my biggest nugget. And Brenda, I know you have some nuggets that you took away from it as well. So.
Well, thanks. And Don and Nancy, again, you really rocked it out of the park. Rocked it out of the park. Dave and I loved your presentation. I'm kind of like Chris, and I'm a statistical person. I took down notes. Dave Jordan rattled off some sales numbers. I wrote them all down, and I tell you, they're staggering. So how do we incorporate that along with Dave Bassen's presentation on fear? And a lot of us have those self-limiting beliefs in our actions, which leads to the fear cycle. And how do you break that fear cycle and transfer it into confidence, which is one of the topics that I was asked to speak on, which I was very honored to speak on. So basically what we kind of do is, like, don't have the fear. Like, you need to keep reading, like John Harem's book. If you're not familiar with network marketing, Right or Almost Right, that is something that Dave and I we read it a few times as to how to approach people. Knowledge, look at or get on the calls, know your stuff. If you don't know it, know where to find it. Your passion is your story, and that'll transfer to confidence. The sincerity pours through and becomes visible, and people will come to you for advice because they'll see, wow, you know your stuff, you're passionate about it. The conversations that you have with people at these events, the conversations that we had with people that did the presentations and leaders, and how does that transfer to sales and IRs and reps and people wanting to do the business. It's events like these that, like Don and Nancy say, leaders are born, and it resonates when you come here. It just really makes you excited and wanting to share all this information with your team and help your team grow and help them succeed. And it just transfers from there. And you know, we're excited to help our team and help everybody grow and get their goals. And get rocking.
You know, guys, you two inspire my wife and I, and we see so much of us in you and you and us, and I think that that's what this community of positive people is really looking for, is other people that have something in them that they can relate to. And so when we looked at all those speakers yesterday get up there for the first time, and some of them had to read from their notes, and some of them had to, you know, just sort of look for support from the other person on the stage, but every person in that room got something from some of them. Would you agree? Isn't it all about not being perfect? It's about being able to look at somebody on the stage and say, I could do that. Did you see that? Did you feel that?
Absolutely, and because we were the same way at first too, and everybody has to start somewhere. Get out of your comfort zone. Nobody. The thing is, and the speaker spoke about feeling judged, being judged. You know what? It's not going to matter, because that's how you step out of your comfort zone. And everybody in that room has a common goal. Everybody wants to feel healthy, and they want to hear. They want to hear those testimonies. So I know that was one of the favorite part of Dave and I, when we heard all those testimonies. And some of those people spoke for the first time, and they were so passionate, and their stories were really, they were just heart touching, and
they were
amazing.
Well, guys, listen, I've got 3 minutes left here. I want a final thought I want to add to the call, and I want to thank you all three for joining me as I finish up this call. Travel safe, guys. I know you're back on the road now in your RV, Dave and Brenda, as you take your vacation time. Enjoy your time together. Cherish the moments as we all do together, and thanks for spending the time with us at this event. You made the event for us, just being there together with us. Thank you so much for making the trip.
Thank you. Thanks.
So I hope you got the feeling there that this is not a Dawn and Nancy thing. This is a feeling of just basically being part of something. And so I want to just call out on the end of our call here somebody that we physically witnessed, who's not in our organization, but we watched him. He's not going to be on here as a speaker. But we saw Nick Stewart grow up right in front of our eyes. He's a young guy who's been here for a long time, and his approach, you know, at the beginning was more about this, outstanding, credible entrepreneur and all this stuff, and he was attracting attention maybe the wrong way. Super intergalactic, as Nancy said. So the point I'm trying to make is we were watching at these events people growing up into who they can become. And so we encourage you all to get to Palm Beach. And if you want to be there and you're not quite there, and just be an emerald and above, man, we'll help you get there. In terms of your Dave said yesterday, man, if you deserve to be there, we're going to find a way. You'll be an emerald by there. If you got to do your loyalty a week before, too, fine, we'll get you qualified to get there. You got to be in Palm Beach in September. My goodness, Tuesday this week. If you're within driving distance, John Aremza is speaking in Winnipeg on Tuesday at 7 at the Holiday Inn Express on Ellis, and it's going to be an incredible time. I mean, people are going to be coming from all over to hear John's share in Winnipeg on Tuesday. But the point is, you have a chance to grow up in these events. And this call, I hope you will share with your teams. And as I heard Nick say, his social media nugget was, it's designed to pique interest. It's not a dumping pad in the social media world. It's designed to pique interest, and people buy people. So you've got to share, as I'm seeing others do. Deb Caledine, you're doing a wonderful job on social media now, sharing your heart, and it's working for you. So that was the final nugget I wanted to add. I'm watching people grow up in these events. Don't miss the next one, folks. Share this with your call, your team. It's designed not to say, nah. This was what we felt you needed to hear about, what was important from this event that we got from it, and we shared it with you because we're a team. Not to say, sorry you weren't there. We're saying, let us give you something that we found there so you can feel like you're there. But guys, when you're not there, you're not there. So don't miss the next one, and I hope that this helped you understand and feel and just to have a takeaway today from what Langley Regional meant to a couple of people that jumped on this call. So have a wonderful Sunday. Nancy and I have to get out of this hotel, catch a plane home, and share this call, folks. This is a good one, and it's not, again, about anything other than letting people have the feeling that they're part of something bigger than themselves. So have a wonderful day, everyone, and take care. Talk to you soon. Wednesday, trading call at 8 o'clock Central Time. We'll give you some more nuggets. Bye-bye. Take care.